Hello YouTube people, and you're looking at my new car. This is quite an old car, and it's going to be one of my little projects to keep it on the road. It's an old Volvo S40, and there's a couple of things that need to be completed before the car goes on the road. And one of the things I'm going to do today is actually replace a cracked rear lamp cluster. There's just a crack there, but it's letting in water. And what I'm going to do is change that. I believe I've got to take the boot inner panel out to actually get to the bolts to release the lamp cluster. But this is a 17-year-old car. It's only covered 50,000 miles, and that's true, 50,000 miles. I've got the original bill of sale. I've got every receipt for servicing. It's a fully stamped book of servicing. So it's a good car. I've checked it over. It's a good car. 17 years old, 50,000 miles. Every receipt for servicing. Receipts for a battery, a number of batteries over the years, exhausts, things like that. And it's just a true car. As I would say, it's a true car. It's been well looked after. It's just things need to be sorted, like a rear lamp cluster. The fuel gauge is not working, and I've read on the internet that what I need to do is actually to remove it, and it might be just a case of soldering. However, we'll see in the next few weeks. So this is now my little project to keep it on the road. I'm going to give it a clean. I'm going to replace the lamp cluster, and bye for now. Well, as you can see, I've bought a rear lamp cluster, and I'm in the process of cleaning it. I bought it for £25 from a scrapyard. It's online. I bought it from eBay. I think I'm allowed to say that. And I'm just cleaning it before it goes in. I think those lamp or bulbs are well used. I don't know if they work. I really don't. But I will be replacing them. I think the amber bulb, it doesn't look really too good. I don't like that. And I'm sure I do have a spare. And I think I will have spares in the garage, which the more I look at it, the more I'm thinking it needs to be replaced. I just don't. It's when I do, select left or right indicator, it's going to be really. It's just going to be white, because the indicator part is there. And as I said before, it's cracked along there. It's letting water in, which you might think, oh, that's not a big deal. But what's happening is it's letting in water, and it's letting water into the boot. They're not really sealed apart from here, and for the price, I really think it should be replaced. Maybe some people would disagree with the age of the car, and you just run the car till it stops and then scrap the car. But 9 times out of 10, a little bit money spent can make the car good again. And I'm starting from a good base. As I said before, 50,000 miles. It's too good to be true. The price I paid, and I don't mind saying how much I paid. I paid £750, which I think is good considering the cars I looked at, which I was shocked at the price people are asking, and I was also shocked at the amount of lies which I was told, which is quite sad. You ask the right questions, or you hope you've asked the right questions, and it was just blatant lies. When you could see in front of me the problems which we seen. Is there any problems with the car? No, it's absolutely brilliant, spotless. Then you look at the car, it's rusty, it's been unloved, and really they just want to rip you off, which I think is quite sad. But a private seller, yeah, it's quite sad. So I'm going to now attempt to remove the boot liner and gain access, and then just make sure that everything's working. I'm going to give it a good clean. I think it deserves that. Before I pull the boot liner out, I just want to emphasise this is the rubber. It goes on to there. You can see how it fits. But when people look at cars of a certain age, it could even be a car 1 or 2 years old. This, it's like a sponge grommet, sealing gasket, whatever you want to call it. If this is not fitted correctly, or it starts to rot, you can see there it's starting to rot now. Maybe the one that's on the car is far better. That will let water into the boot. Water goes into the boot, rust develops, and before you know, you've got a rusty boot and wellness needed. And it's things like this which can actually save cars. A simple gasket can save a car. And I don't know how many people have got, maybe a little bit of water in the boot where the spare wheel is. However, something like this could be the fault and the pennies to buy. That's what's sad. They can cost thousands to repair, but they are pennies to buy. And it's just really sad that something like this can destroy your car. Little grommets can just let water in. That's what kills cars, is water ingress. I think that's the correct word. And again, let's not forget that most cars rust from the inside out, not from the outside in. They rust from the inside out, and that's what keeps the car industry going. Okay, hello. Right, so it's this light. You can see the crack there. I think somebody's reversed into it. It's just there. I'm just going to try to have a look, but there's water in there, and I just think it's cracked all the way along. You could try and glue it, but it's just for the mount. So I need to work out how to get this panel off, and I honestly think it's what's going to happen is, look here, it's absolutely clean. It needs to be vacuumed. It's clean as a whistle, it really is. So I think I will I'll take the spare wheel out, vacuum, give it a clean, and then I'm going to actually, maybe at the end of the job, I need to look at, complete the job and then vacuum. This needs to come out. I think it's just held on with, rubber securing tabs. There must be one. Don't want to bend. It's like a molded plastic, cardboard, furry, whatever you want to call it. I'm sure it's a special name, but I know that once I start peeling back, I'm sure this rubber needs to be pulled off. It's little things like this what you could actually make good, but you've got to remember the age of the car. Maybe there was securing tabs there, and there you go. Straight away you can get at it. So maybe it's been off already. I just don't really know. I do not know. Does this come off? I might be able just to pull and bend. I don't know. I think this needs to come out, and this should just pull off. This is maybe, I've never not rehearsed this. Oh, and there you go. That comes off straight away. There's one. That's. So now I should be able to start peeling away the inner part. And as you can see, I thought that was rust there. It looks like rust. It's actually sealant. It's not rust. It's actually sealant. We would call that seam sealant. It's like a wax, but it is a multi-surface joint, which will not allow water in. But if there's any ingress of water, I think that's the correct word. Well, that would help save the car. I don't know if that was the right way to pull that off, but hey ho. This is a learning experience of just doing this, and I think anybody should give it a go of this age. I'm sure if this was taken to a Volvo dealer or garage, it would cost a few £100. When you're buying a car for £750, hey ho. You're not going to do that. You're going to try and attempt the jobs yourself. It's running this car on a budget. It's parked slightly on a hill. See a pool of water there. I'm going to clean that to be all nice and lovely and clean. There's no rust there. It's just basically just give the car a good clean and try and make the car the best it can. There's lacquer peeling on the spoiler at the back. I noticed that when I bought the car. Do you get a body shop in? Do you take the body shop in? There's scratches. I'm not trying to touch them in, but I might actually get a mobile person out to look at the job, the paint job. But bye for now, and let's see if I can actually get this trim panel. I'm trying to record this each step of the way. Screwdrivers out. There is there was, I should say, a screw head there. It just sits in there, and as you can see, I can get to the bolts. I've got to disconnect that multi-plug to the lights. I can maybe leave that in the connectors. I don't want to disconnect. Got to remember, at this age, plastic becomes brittle, so you don't really want to force plastics if you can't help it. So you can see how it sits in, and I'm just going to change it. Hopefully the bulbs are in better condition than what's come out of the old scrapyard. Just as a matter of interest, this is a 2003 car. The lamp cluster is a 2004, so hopefully I can expect these to be worse in terms of condition. Just be that a year older, maybe not. It's very clean under there. You can see it's absolutely solid as a rock. And let's just try and get it out. I believe there would have been the same as there would have been screws. So I now know, if I do visit the scrapyard, which I think is going to be one of my homes in the next few weeks, I'm going to make a note. That's there. I'm going to make a note that I need to put a trim. I need to get 2 trim bolts, which look like this. See there, it's just a screw. Cap goes in. There you can see it's out. It's focusing now. You take the screw in the middle out, and it just expands. Very good. I've just put it back in because knowing my luck I would lose it, which I normally do. That was my finger. So here we go. Let's give it a go. Well, this is the one I was talking about, and if you can hear, there is water. And just to prove this water, I'm just going to empty it out. If I do that, maybe, yep, there you can see. Now, you know, it doesn't take a fool to work out that water and electrics don't mix. I know it was leaking because when I looked at the car, I could see it full of water, and you can see there, it's just absolutely, it was full. It wasn't really full, but when I took it off, it started to pour down the car, the rear of the car. I knew it was leaking. You can see the crack there. Do you know what, for what I've paid? It's really easy. It's really easy just to replace. It's taken me all of 2 minutes just to unbolt. I'm going to use the existing lamp holders. There's nothing wrong with them. They're in better condition. This is just scrap now. I'm going to take the grommet off, and I'm going to have a look and see which one's the best, and then I don't want to put sealant on. I just want to make sure. I might put like a little dab of grease, silicone grease, around the seal. But you can see how it seals. You can see the line. But I just don't want. It's been letting water in, and you can see that from the crack. I knew that when I bought the car. I've had the car about a week now, but the seals are soaking as well. You can see there it's water. It had to be changed, and it will fill up, and it will actually fuse the lights. And you can imagine one dark night I have no lights, it could actually blow apart the car. It's not worth the risk for what it is. Really not worth the risk. So now that's scrap. I might keep it, but why am I going to keep a knackered lamp lens? It's just things like that. Bolts I might take out, but when am I going to use those bolts? It's just been a bit of a hoarder. Scrap. It is really scrap. The lamps holders, I'll keep those. The bulbs, if they work, I will. The amber's going straight in the bin. It's completely, that's just going to flash white rather than amber. Really? Do we need to know that? Do we really need to have that? No, we don't. For the price of a bulb, which is maybe 20 or 30 pence, we're talking pence here, a new amber bulb, far better. Do the brake lamps work? I don't know. I can see here that must be a side lamp. It's burnt out. They just for the price, maybe under £1 for all that, maybe £2 maximum. They deserve to be replaced. They really do. I might look at the other side as well. Okay, that's me on a mission. Okay, bye for now. Back again. I thought I would just show you the condition of the bulbs from a 50,000 mile car. It's really good. You think 17 years old. I've not done the sums on that per year. They're far better. Do they, you know, you look at now and think, do they really need to be renewed on this side? No, they don't. If this side's this way, so is the other side. What a difference. Honestly, what a difference. I'm going to use those. I don't need to go to a, you know, motor accessory shop and buy new bulbs. You can see the difference straight away. Honestly, just needs to be put back in again. But compared to the other, and that was a year older, so I now know that that lamp cluster's maybe done 100,000, 150,000, 200,000 miles. Volvo cars hide the mileage well. They do really hide the mileage. Same as BMWs and Mercedes and those type of cars. They can disguise the mileage of people, you know, unsuspect, you know, they can wind the clock back. That's old fashioned now. They can just plug it into a computer and dial the mileage back. Hey ho, getting the new word going on. But I'm just going to put that in. It's very easy. You can see how it works. Just going to put it in, clean it, put it all back together, and that's it. Okay, just short snippets. That's all it is, short snippets. But you can see I've cleaned, but there's lots and lots and lots of dirt there, and all I've done is just basically cleaned it off. It's all new. It's never had a bump at the back, and you might go, well, how do you know that, Mr. YouTuber? How do you know? Simple things. Volvo. If you buy now a pattern part, which is a copy part, it won't have Volvo because they're not allowed. No, I'm down to 10%. I was 20% about 2 minutes ago. I'm down to 10% now. But that's how you can tell straight away. This has not been in a crash. Well, not at the back end. I now know. It's all original. It's telltale signs of the condition of the car. I'm not going to pull the other side bulbs out. I don't need to. That's the condition of one side. The condition of that to be exactly the same. I'm not going to do that. Okay, it's raining as well as normal. Okay, little things that can actually be big things if you actually broke down on a country road with no mobile phone signal. Keep seeing this. Just keep checking things. Check this. It says it should be blown up to 50 psi. This was on 15. I'm going to blow up to 15 psi. I've got a digital gauge and a digital tread gauge, and I've got the old-fashioned. You just push it against the tyres, and it'll tell you the psi. Was on 15. It needs to be on. It says on the side of the tyre 50. So I'll do that. I've got a dual action floor foot pump. And all I'm doing is it's taking a lot longer because I'm making this video. However, anyone who's starting out driving, these are all the checks you should do at least once every 3 months. And that's why I'm making these type of videos. So just giving you my experience of motoring. One of the things I would say, everybody should have breakdown cover. Everybody. I think if you don't, you're absolutely asking for trouble. You really are. If you break down, you haven't got. It's going to cost absolutely. It's going to be in the tens, but it could be in the hundreds to recovery, and then you have to have the car fixed. Where maybe the recovery guy in his van of tricks could get you going again and get you home. So I think it's well worth the money. So again, that's maybe for new drivers and maybe drivers who think, nah, I'll never break down. You don't know your car until you actually take it apart and go, well, what is wrong with it? You see lots of new cars by the roadside. It's all about electronics. At least 17 years old, old Volvo, I think it'll be more like mechanical. Anyway, I'm going to get on with this and get this put back together and tidy the house. Okay, bye for now. That's all you need. Just a double grease. Stops it seizing. It's in good condition anyway. But again, you've got to remember this is going to lift the car. So any help you can do, actually winding it on and lifting the car, is a help. Just go on it, wind it back in. No, it's not a kitchen knife, Vanessa. If you look at that, it's just a implement at the moment. Okay, vacuum the boot. As you can see, boot floor is absolutely brilliant. I've looked behind the panels, everything's clean. I wish I could pull the panel apart, but things are clean. I will copper slip the bolt, which is here. I'll put it here. There's a bolt there. Bit of copper slip in, on I should say. Stop the bolt from seizing. There's no water getting in, but cars of this age will take in water. Cars of any age actually, it's just a seal as I said before. Clean the spare wheel, check the pressure, back together. Job's a good one. Okay, bye now. That's one job finished, it's all working. Can't test the brake lights for obvious reasons, there's somebody in the car, but it's working. As you can see, nice and tidy. Trim's back how it should be. I should do this to show you. Just pulled it up and it's all tightened down. If you go back there now, it's all nice and clean. Trim's back nice and tight, everything's in there. I've put a spanner in there so I can get the spare wheel out. It's all been copper slipped, so is the jack. It's all done tight. The pressure is being checked, and as you can see, I'll just do that. That's down firmly. Needs to come out. I've got luggage storage things, but as you can see, that's the only thing I need, and it's the same which is in the boot. It's the same, so they're easy to get. Absolutely are trim parts like that, or screws, bolts, whatever you want to call them, but it's fine, it's good. I'm happy about that. It's one job done. It's filling up with water. I could see it when I took it apart this morning. That was filling up with water. It's a very easy job to do, just cleaning and just restoring, which is what the channel's about. If it's a car, if it's a pair of Dr. Martin boots, so restoring them, that's what it's about. It doesn't have to be thrown away, just restore. So that's good. I'm going to put the tools away now, I'm going to tidy up and maybe have some lunch. Okay, bye for now. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Please, like, share, subscribe. You might learn something, even just, about seals and just bulbs and things like that. You can always learn, but it's something you can actually do yourself rather than take it to a garage and paying money. That would have maybe cost, as I said before, to me and dealers, even a garage would have charged maybe 50, 60, 70, 100 pounds to replace that. It's cost me 25 pounds. It's very small. It's getting to know the car as well. So yeah, have I enjoyed it? Yes, I enjoyed it.